So in a previous video, I talked about genograms, but did you know that your productivity is being sabotaged by your family's behavioral legacy? Let me explain this to you. Most productivity hacks fail because they ignore a critical factor, your family's behavioral legacy. And that's why we have genograms. A genogram is a map that reveals your generational patterns. So on this map, you're going to put your grandparents, you're going to put your parents, you're going to put you and your siblings, and then you're going to map out their behaviors and begin to really see what were the positive traits and what were the negative things that affected them. For example, if it was depression, if it was anxiety, you're just going to draw that on the map using symbols. So if you want to take a deeper dive into that, please watch the previous video where I break it down in detail. And so we use genograms in therapy because they help to reveal generational patterns that can affect your work habits. It can affect your output. It can affect your focus. And that could be the reason why you're burning out. So this is how to use them to increase your performance. And so, like I said, get your pen and your notebook. Every time I come on these sessions, I need you to have somewhere to write such that you can track 3 generations. So we're just looking at your parents, your grandparents, and then you and your siblings. Now track their work ethic. Were they workaholics? Were they chronically overwhelmed? Now track their stress responses. Did they grind through it or did they shut down under pressure? Now track their communication style. Were they passive when they communicated? Were they conflict avoidant? And were they aggressive? Now we're going to track their money mindset. Did your grandparents have a scarcity mindset or did they have an abundance thinking mindset? Did your grandparents fear to make mistakes or were they perfectionists? So if you know what your grandparents were, if you don't know, try to find out, ask questions, and let's do this genogram so that we can uncover what is hindering your productivity. So there was this client that was struggling with procrastination, and they came in, and when we and the team at Lila Haven drew this genogram, the client realized that their father's all or nothing mindset made them avoid starting tasks unless conditions were perfect. So you see how a father, a parent, is affecting the way a child behaves and therefore affecting their style towards work. So because the father is an all or nothing person, then this child is now feeling uncomfortable. And of course, this child is going to grow into a mature adult. That is you now. You are now starting to avoid tasks unless conditions are perfect because your father was an all or nothing person. Oh my. Then we have some insights from a genogram. Now, take out your pen and your notebook and you're going to write this down. Number 1, the time management blind spots. If your family glorified overworking, you may equate busy with productive, and that's where your productivity is being affected. So how do we fix this? Schedule deliberate rest to counter the burnout programming. Understand that your mother and your father, because they glorified overworking, in your brain, you thought that being busy was equal to being productive. So learn how to rest deliberately and remember that your programming is going to be tailored towards burnout. So even when you know that this is burning you out, you're just going to be pushed towards it. So you have to be disciplined enough to know that this was wrong and then to schedule deliberate rest. Number 2, fear of failure roots. Fear of failure roots. So did your grandparents equate mistakes with shame? And this is going to breed risk aversion in you. You are probably risk averse because your parents or your grandparents, whenever they made a mistake, they shamed you or they were ashamed themselves. So, how do we fix this? We're going to reframe errors as data, not identity. Errors as data, not identity. Look at failure as an opportunity for you to learn. Look at failure as an opportunity for you to grow and not the end of you and not the shame of you. Look at failure as an opportunity for you to refine. And this is going to be hard. It's going to be hard because it has been wired into you to think a certain way by your generational parents and their generational habits. So you're going to take a lot of effort to work against it. If the flow of the river is going in this direction, you are working in the opposite direction because you're working against the generational pattern. Number 3, write this down: focus saboteurs. So if you have a family history of ADHD, your mother or your father had anxiety, or your grandparents had anxiety, it may explain why you're easily distracted because your parents looked at it as normal behavior and so naturally you took it on. How are we going to fix this? You're going to use body doubling or pomodoros to compensate. And one of these I'll share with you is a technique where you take your time to do the work and then you take a time off to just rest and recalibrate. If you want more details, please schedule a call with me and we can work through this. And maybe that's why your therapy sessions haven't been working out, because you're not understanding the root cause of it. And once you understand the root cause of it and you're able to explain it, then we are able to come up together with strategies to help us to overcome it. Number 4, negotiation and delegation blocks. So if you came from a people pleasing family, that's my family, you are trained innately to avoid asserting your needs. So, in all this, I'm just trying to say families are not perfect. But if you can identify where the problem is, then you can work with us and our therapist towards fixing it. So, you're going to practice scripted asks. Yes, underline the word scripted because it's not going to come naturally to you. What comes naturally to you is people pleasing. And no matter what you do, you've tried and you failed to stop people pleasing. So we're just going to script it, okay? So in your notebook there, right? I will need X by Y to deliver Z. So I will need more time to deliver on this work that you've given me. Learn to assert your needs and to communicate them. It's going to be hard. Write it down. Write it down, read it out. Write it down, read it out. Write it down, read it out until it becomes part of you. We are trying to reprogram and rewire whatever came down into your genetics. So I want you to take some active steps with me and create your productivity genogram. So I want you to use symbols. If you're a workaholic, you can use a triangle to represent workaholism. You can use a circle to represent disorganized. You can use a money symbol to represent scarcity, or the dollar symbol to represent the scarcity mindset. And then draw the lines that are relationship lines. For example, there could be high conflict about work. Draw those lines and then analyze the patterns. Do I replicate my mom's multitasking chaos? That's a question you should ask yourself. Are you replicating your dad's hustle culture? Did the hustle culture skip a generation and you're not really into hustling? You need to analyze yourself. So if you are not able to do this yourself, we can work through it with you. All you need to do is book a session and we can delve deep into this and be able to fix it. And if your genogram shows chronic overwork, then we have time block recovery. If it reveals avoidance, commit to a 5 minute start. Just start it for 5 minutes and see how it goes. So, all these strategies, we're going to be able to break them down in our session together. So, be sure to get my email, send me a DM, and we can schedule you in and be able to finally find the root cause of your failure to be productive, the root cause of your anxiety. Finally, find the root cause of your ADHD, of your stress, and all those issues that you've been seeing therapists for and failing to find. If you found this useful, please comment below. What is going to change based on the genograms that you have drawn? What are you going to adjust in your life? I'd love to hear from you what impact this created, and I'll see you in another video.